Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about Smoker's devil fruit, the plume fruit, or the smoke fruit, or like just smoke in general. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so what is smoke? And obviously, like always, I like to talk about what is smoke. Or well, what is the particular thing we are going to be talking about? Smoke is a collection of airborne solid and liquid particles and gases emitted when a material undergoes combustion or pyrolysis. That is when something's getting burned, by the way. And together with the quantity of air that is entertained or otherwise mixed into the mass. Therefore, smoke is just one of the symptoms or one of the outcomes that come from burning something or combusting something in general, or just flat out, we'll just make it simple, burning something. Now, Smoker has a lot of different types of abilities, and they go as follows. We have the whiteout, where he shoots smoke and then makes it dense to actually hold the person. So whiteout is where he shoots a load of smoke, it goes around his opponent, then he can make it denser by increasing the amount of carbon within the smoke, which is produced with the smoke, obviously. But he produces it so dense so he can hold his opponent in place. This will play into a factor a little bit later on. We then have the white blow, where he actually, instead of actually grabbing you and then makes it dense, he actually shoots it out and it is dense already in order to actually hit you and increase his reach in order to fight. This is a great way in order to actually fight, because keeping your opponent at arm's length sometimes is actually quite handy. But I do actually find that this devil fruit is quite awesome in that sense. But other than that, he does have other ones, which is called the white spark, which is where Smoker turns fully into smoke and chases his opponent. This is what has been shown in multiple occasions where Smoker has been either chasing Luffy or Ace, and he just turns into smoke and he chases you with it. So, you know, in all other words. But other than that, we've just covered the shown abilities of his devil fruit. Now let's get into the possible abilities. Okay, so the possible abilities of Smoker are pretty strong, in all honesty, where he could literally just engulf everyone in smoke. So, obviously, if you're in a burning building, there's smoke everywhere, it's hard to breathe. But if he can just produce as much smoke as he wants, he could, and you're in a confined space, no doubt, that's even more devastating. He could just produce as much smoke as he wants, and then therefore suffocate you to death. And then using his ability to make the smoke dense, he could make it so dense you can't move and you slowly suffocate to death. That is quite scary, as the smoke would also be going into your lungs at the same time, so as soon as it becomes dense you won't even be able to breathe and you would still asphyxiate pretty much. Another ability that he could actually use is unseen combat, and that is where he could actually be some form of ninja dude, where he could produce a 10 ton of smoke and just turn into smoke himself, and or in a fighting battle and in an actual battle, as there's smoke going on everywhere, he could actually obviously become smoke, and he could produce smoke as well to actually make a wide battlefield of smoke where he could actually be able to fight people just coming out of anywhere, any which way. Unless you have observation haki, you will know where he is, but other than that, if you don't, you're pretty much screwed, because he would literally be an unseen force coming for you, and you wouldn't know which way he would be coming. You'd be literally, get your two swords out, spin around in a frickin' circle, and still be able to get you, because he could pretty much move in an insane degree, hit you in like in a spherical degree, if you know what I mean. Like, he can go anywhere in order to attack you with that smoke. Now, I do love the idea of Smoker's devil fruit, and therefore smoke is quite handy, and it gives rise to the belief that he can actually obviously make so dense he could make it just stay put on the ground. But this is where I actually find it to be quite funny. he could probably be one. He could actually, obviously, float, therefore be able to fly, so to speak. But being able to become smoke, he can actually control his density. Therefore, I thought he could probably get to a sky island, because he could produce the smoke and then make it as less dense as he possibly can in order to make the smoke rise, and he would slowly ascend into a sky island. This would be really, really handy, and I do find this to be a really cool way in order to get to a sky island, because, well, not many people have the ability to get to a sky island without taking like weird different routes in order to get there. So Smoker could arrive anywhere in a sky island if he just positioned himself right on the blue sea and then just flies up. But other than that, could he actually make sustainable clouds in order to actually fight? And I don't think he could, but theoretically speaking, if there are these clouds in the sky, you probably could do that, make it so dense that the smoke just solidifies, such as the ones in Skypiea where you can just stand on. So he can make platforms in the sky, so in a sense, and he could make himself a floating ship of smoke and never fall into the ocean. That is something I would find absolutely cool as hell to see. But that was just a bit of fan theory at the end. Now obviously Smoker's Devil Fruit is not that much gonna be talking about, because it is just smoke, and it mainly combines of just carbon, and carbon in the air is very, very deadly, and therefore it is mainly carbon dioxide. But at the end of the day, if he's able to produce that level of carbon, he could change it into a different form of like smoke and be able to actually combat most people. I actually do believe that he is a contender of fighting Caesar and being able to beat him with his gas fruit, as they both control some form of airborne abilities. So that's why I think that Smoker probably kicks Caesar's ass, and vice versa. It depends on who gets the upper hand. But other than that, guys, that is all I've got to say for the Plume fruit. If there's anything I missed, please put them down in the comment section down below. But other than that, guys, have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video on Saturday. Take it easy, guys.